And now, here is a police message. Will Professor Cartwright, the famous Egyptian archaeologist, please go at once to the Victoria and Albert Museum, where his mummy is waiting to get into it. Thank you very much. This one. Come on, that one.
Yes, it's time again for the one and only Mr. Tommy Cooper.
Thank you. What a lovely audience. I'll do the full act tonight. I won't cut anything. Well, I just received a letter from Bill Bailey, and he's not coming home. I always say, do unto others, but do it fast. Now, there's the very famous Venetian candle. Watch very, very closely. Do you know what my wife smokes in bed? She does. A friend of mine said, well, a lot of wives smoke in bed. I said, what, face down? Yeah, I was so surprised at my parents. I was. They found me on their doorstep. They expected a bottle of milk. My wife said to me, do you mind if I wear my hair in a bun? I said, I don't care if we wear it loaf of bread. And she's always on a diet, my wife, always on a diet. She's on a diet now. Eats nothing but coconuts and bananas all day long. Coconuts and bananas. She hasn't lost any weight, but you want to see her climb trees. They're getting better. This could drive me insane. Oh, dear.
You see this leaf? I saw this little leaf on a tree all on its own. All on its own. It was because his little brother and sisters had been blown away with the wind. So I thought to myself, I'll take that little leaf home. And I put it in a little flower pot on the windowsill with fresh soil. And let the sun gleam on it. So that it would grow into a nice big tree. All proud. All on his own. And then I thought, oh, the hell with it.
I've been getting these terrible bad dreams. I dreamt the other night I was plucking a chicken. And I woke up next morning and the wife was bored. Oh, dear. What a wonderful day it's been, hasn't it? Do you know it's been 70 degrees in the shade? I was clever, I stayed in the sun. Did a little bit of sunbathing. I was lying out there today. A little boy crept across me and he poured something all over my back. He said, this will make you brown. I said, what is it? It's gravy. Oh, dear. It was the king of the jungle, see? You know the king of the jungle, the lion. And one day he woke up, he had a very bad temper. And he said to himself, I've just got to outside now and teach them all who's the king of the jungle. Just to teach them. So he gets up and he goes, oh. He was really mad, you know what I mean? Always on a Thursday. And he went, he saw a little chimp. He said, you, who's the king of the jungle? He said, you. You're the king of the jungle. Well, that's all right then. All right. And he walked along a bit more, and he came across a laughing hyena. And he said, hey, you laughing boy. And he went, He said, who's the king of the jungle? Oh, you are. So he walked on a little bit further, and right to the very end was an elephant and a gorilla talking. And this gorilla looked at the elephant. He said, all right, here he comes, Jumbo. He said, he's got to do that king of the jungle bit again. He always does it. He said, I'm not going to sit around. I'm not going to stand it anymore. He said, I'm going to leave you. So I'll be waiting up a tree. He said, I'll give you a trunk call later. Ripple, ripple, ripple. So he went up to this elephant and he said, hey, you! He said, I'm talking to you, big ears. He said, who's the king of the jungle? He went, woof! And this elephant got his trunk and wrapped right round him and threw him up in the air. And as he was up the air, coming down, he was going, who's the king of the jungle? Who's the king of the jungle? And he hit the ground, bang, and he picked him up again, threw him against the tree, threw him against the other one, then the other one, then the other one, and the other one. And he sank to the ground like that. It may be like that. No, it was like that. And he said to the elephant, look, there's no good getting mad just because you don't know the answer. Thank you.
I'm only a strolling vagabond. Good night, pretty lady, good night.
Just like that. Well, I must say you've been a wonderful audience. Come the same time tomorrow and you miss the show. I went horse riding the other day. This cowboy hat reminded me. You know when you go riding, you go with the horse like that, you're supposed to go up and down like that, aren't you? Up and down. Up and down. I went up, and when I came down, the horse had gone. Here's a quick trick, look. Don't you hold my dihabawa. Don't you hold me out, do what? Don't you say what? I don't know what it means. I saw it to the sardines once. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this trick now I'm going to show you is pretty dangerous. I could break my neck doing this. So if I meet with an accident, I'd like to take my applause now. I'm not going to break my neck for that. And after there's any vase or vase, I shall now produce... No, I won't. Scream me laughing, won't you? But you all look so silly sitting out there. All saying to yourself, what's he going to do next? I don't know what I'm going to do next. I do, really. And I'd like to thank everyone. You must have missed going to the films tonight to come here, right? And I want to thank, I'm very grateful. So I'll tell you what I do now. I do a movie for you. I'll do a movie for you. Dracula meets the Bride of Frankenstein. And the hit song in the film is Fangs for the Memory. You know, my wife, she never stops talking. No, she's talk all the time. And I'm going along on my motorbike the other day, she was sitting at the back of me, still talking, all the time. And I was going along and a police car stopped me. I said, what have I done? He said, nothing. He said, well, I thought I'd like to tell you your wife fell off 3 miles. I said, thank goodness for that. I thought I was going stone deaf. I said, sing for you. When you walk through the storm, keep your head up high. I did that. And I fell in a puddle. I was playing golf the other day. Got a hole in one. The other shot was perfect. And I was standing there with a golf club like that. I'm standing there like that, see? And they said, keep your eye on the ball. Keep your eye, that's what they tell you, keep your eye on the ball. And I looked up, and somebody pinched his trolley. You know, ladies and gentlemen, in show business, we travel a lot. I mean, this last 6 months, I've only been home for 2 weeks. Anyway, it's not too bad. The 2 weeks soon passes. My boy came towards me the other day with his arms, and he walked slowly towards me, but dead. Oh, it's wonderful. He's only 15. He'll be 16 soon. No, I'll let him. Oh, dear. And I love kids. Went to school with them. Just like that. Come on, like that. Oh, dear. This milk still was handed down to me by my great-grandfather. It's been in my family for years and years and years. Please.
I can't help laughing. I know what's coming next.
What was I talking about? Oh, I went to the doctor's yesterday. I said, I've got a bad foot. What should I do? He said, limp. I'm so bored, you know that? No, I'm bored. Do I look bored? No, I am. I'm really bored, I am. I was bored before the show, I'm bored now. I get it coming on now and again, you know, it's just bored. I was home the other night, sitting down, and in front of my little budgie guy in a cage, little budgie. I thought he would go, tweet, 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 and make me happy. But he was bored as well. I looked at him and he went, so well, I mean, let's face it, he's got to be bored in a little cage like that. What's he got? A little perch here, a little perch there. So he's on this one like that. And he jumps across the other one like that. And then back again like that. All day like that. Wouldn't you be bored? Well, I was bored looking at it like that. And even when I was a baby, I was bored. I mean, people used to look at me in the pram and say, look at that baby, does he look bored? And funny enough, when I was a baby, I was ugly. I know, it's hard to believe, isn't it? I was just lying in a pram like that, bored. Because they used to come and say, look at that little baby bored. I was just lying there. I was really bored all the time, you know what I mean? I mean, unlucky. Even when I was a little kid, I was unlucky. I had a rocking horse once, and it died. I was in Spain once for a holiday in Mallorca, and I was in this bar, and they had, you know, they all do bullfighting there, don't they? I'm in this bar, and all of a sudden, all on the wall, there's bulls' heads. Big bull's heads, all on the wall like that. And there's one big one in the middle. But they're all big, but this was big. But big, you know what I mean? And I said to the fellow behind the bar, I said, that's a big bull, isn't it? He said, I got a very sad story about that. I said, I'm sorry to hear that. And he went like that a little bit. I said, well, what happened? He said, well, that bull killed my brother. I said, was he a bullfighter? He said, no, he was in here and it fell on his head. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the very famous Chinese cabinet. Completely empty. Here's a quick joke. Now, I must tell you this, I want to hear it myself. Now, listen. It's about the faith healer. And he said to this man, he said, how's your brother? And he said, he's ill. And the faith healer said, no. He only thinks he's ill. He said, no, he's ill. He looks ill. He said, no. He said, I'm telling you, he looks ill. I looked at him the other day, he looks ill. So 2 weeks later, he met him again. He said, how's your brother? He said, he thinks he's dead. I was walking on the other night, and I had 2 grips with me, see? And 2 grips. And a policeman stopped me. But they could do that, they're allowed to do that. Oh, my teeth itch. And he was a bit harsh. He said to me, what do you got in that grip there? I said, I got sugar from a tea. He said, what do you got in the other one? I said, sugar from a coffee. And he took his truncheon out and he went, boom! He said, there's a lump for your cocoa. It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. And I've done it for about 30 years. It's not the Irishman. There's always an Irishman, isn't it? He had a ship, a cargo ship, full of yo-yos. And it hit this rock, and it sank 44 times. Oh dear, what's going on now? I'm locked in, I can't get out. I am, I'm in my dressing room. All the lights have gone out. Oh, it's dark in here. Where's the door? Where's the door? I've got to get out. Oh, I found the door. I found it. Cool, it's dark out here. It's dark right here. That was in there. And it was dark in here. What's this? It's my suit. It's my other suit. You laugh at this. I'm in the wardrobe. Oh dear, oh dear. Look, I can't go on. Let's better start the show. Can somebody else go on? Hey? I can't get out. Where's my trousers?
Here's a quick joke. What was it? Oh, yes. There was in the jungle, and there was a hyena. You know, a hyena. And he's talking to this monkey. And he said to this monkey, he said, you see that little passage, that little thing down there, a little narrow? He said, just down there. He said, you see those big clump of trees and bushes? And this monkey said, yes. He said, well, I go home that way every night. He said, I don't have to. But, you know, it's a short cut for me, I go home. He said, but every time I get to that bunch of trees there, he said, this lion jumps out and throws me all over the place. He said, I don't know why you picked on me. All the time he keeps throwing me about, bashing me about. He said, and then he goes. You know, he thinks it's funny, you know what I mean? So, this monkey said, I know what you mean. He said, well, I tell you what. He said, I'll come home with you tonight. You know, he said, to protect you. So he said, would you? He said, yes. So they shook hands on it. Nothing in writing, just shake it. They shook it. And they started walking down towards this clump of trees. See? I can't help laughing. I know what's coming next. And they got down to this clump of trees, and he was just going to turn like that, and this lion jumped out and got this hyena and went boom, boom, boom. And this monkey went right up the tree and left him there, looking at him like that. And he was looking at him like that. And all of a sudden, this lion went boom, boom, and left this hyena on his back like that. He may have been like that, no, he's like that. And then the monkey came down and was standing beside him. And this hyena's like that. And he looks up to this monkey, he said, what happened? He said, I thought you were going to help me. He said, well, I was, he said, but when I looked down, he said, you were laughing so much, I thought you were winning.
Oh, dear. Wee Willie Winkle runs through the town, upstairs and downstairs, in his nightgown. And you think I'm nuts? Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men said, oh, to hell with it. So this Irishman backed his horse on a accumulator, 10 pence. And it won thousands and thousands of pounds. And he went to his bookmaker, and his bookmaker looked. He said, I'm not a very big bookmaker. He said, I'm not one of the top line bookmakers. You know what I mean? Hello, Eddie, I didn't know you were in. Did that let you in without a ticket? Oh, good. What was I talking about? So, this scorpion... So this Irishman backed 10 pence. And he backed his horse for 10 pence as an accumulator, right? And he went to his bookmaker, and this bookmaker said, I'm not a very big bookmaker. I've done that, haven't I? I thought I heard it. He said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. He said, I'll pay you £1,000 this week, £1,000 next week, and we'll go on like that. And this Irishman, no, he said, I won't stand for that. He said, give me my 10 pence back. My wife said to me this morning, She said, you're driving me to my grave. I had the car out in 2 minutes. This is an old joke. No, this is an old joke, this. Two men, prehistoric men, see? And they're sitting outside the caves, and they're eating some dinosaur sandwiches with some pickles, a little salad. And then one thought he'd tell a joke to the other one. So he went, oh, yeah, oh, and the other went, oh, and the other one said, I heard it. You know, I'd done magic. I was about 8 years old. When I was 8, I was given a bicycle as a present. And I was going along on this bike very fast, and I knocked an old lady down. She didn't like it. And she got up and she said to me, can't you ring your bell? I said, I can ring the bell, but I can't ride the bike. And I'm going along again, very fast, always fast. I was always fast. And I fell off. And when I got up, my arm was like that. It didn't look right to me, you know what I mean? So I went to the doctor's. He said, that's not right. I said, it's funny you said that. I said that. I said, what is it? He said, your left arm. I said, I know that. I said, well, when it's mended, can I play the piano? He said, yes. I said, that's funny, I couldn't play it before. I want you to come with me now to the long leafy lane. Hark! What do I hear? A little sparrow. I say, hark again. What was that? And I hear, there was a little flock of sheep. You are charged that on the 14th of July, you did willfully and unlawfully enter the premises of Wilton Bank. And with malice and forethought, you did steal therefrom the sum of 10,000 quid in pound notes. How do you plead? I didn't do it. Honestly, I didn't do it. I'm innocent. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Silence in court. Call the first witness. Call the first witness. Call Constable Upjohn. Call Constable Upjohn. My lord, I was proceeding along the High Street in a north-easterly fashion when I observed the accused in a very highly suspicious manner. So I nicked very smartly into the nearest telephone box, and without ever my spectacles with me, I dialed by mistake 666. And within a matter of minutes, 3 policemen arrived on their aids. Thank you. The witness may stand down. And now the counsel for defense will give his address. Ooh. My address is 64 Baker Street, London. Just before the show, the producer took me to one side, and he left me there. He said to me, how do you feel tonight? I said, well, I feel a little bit funny. He said, well, get out there before it wears off. Thank you very much. There was a farmer. A farmer, see? And he went, where was it? Yeah, the farmer, that's right, the farmer. And he went to the... And he went... And he went into this... He went to the market and he bought some chickens. See? And he took his parrot with him. See? An old parrot. And he took this parrot and he bought these chickens, put them in a crate, put them on the back of his lorry, and he was driving back to the farm. And he was driving back and he looked in the mirror like that, and he couldn't believe it. He looked through, and there was a parrot sitting on the tailboard, and the chickens walking. So he stopped the car, and he heard the parrot say, all right, girls, if you listen to reason, you can ride. Oh, thank you very much. I wouldn't mind doing that again. Did you hear that joke about the fire eater? About the fire eater? She hiccuped and cremated herself. Just like that. Not like that, like that. Thank you. You know, I tell you what, I'm very, very, very happy. You know, I tell you the reason why, because I just been offered a part in a film. I have, really. And it's a very sympathetic part, very sympathetic. It's funny, I've had my nose fixed, my teeth don't work. It's a very sympathetic part. I'll give you a rough idea what it is. The scene opens like that. It's a thatched cottage, all made of thatch. And there's a lot of violins going. Be better than that. You know, I'm just making it up. And, oh yes. And there's a dear old lady sits in the chair there, armchair there. Dear old lady, dear old man sits in the armchair there. There's a baby in the cot and a dog on the mat. And I have this very sympathetic part. I creep in through the door, and I hit the old man on top of the head. See, and he doesn't say much, he just went, oh. It wasn't loud, it was just, oh. See, then I stabbed the lady in the back. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like it. Then I strangle the baby. Now, this is where the sympathetic part comes in. On the way out, I pet the dog. The producer in the last show, I said to him, what was it like? I said to him, what was it like? And he said, he went, and he said, it wasn't very good. I said, what do you mean? He said, it wasn't you. I said, what do you mean it wasn't me? He said, well, you didn't have any sparkle. He said, you were down. He said, you weren't bright, all like that. He said, you weren't like that at all, you were down like that. Up, bright. I said, I thought I was. You know, he said, you wasn't. I said, well, I thought I was. And he didn't like it much. No, he left in a huff. Well, it may have been a Daimler, I don't know. And he said, you weren't sparkling. So, and he went like that. He said, you weren't sparkling. I say. That wasn't it, because my voice, I was just impersonating. He said, but you weren't yourself. You weren't the real me. So it got me worried. So I went to my doctor. And my doctor goes about 6 or 7 hospitals a week. He's a very sick doctor. And so he sent me to see this psychiatrist friend. And I told him what the producer said. Because I was a little bit upset, you know. And he said, I wasn't the real me. He said, well, we're going to look for who the real you is. Otherwise, you won't be happy. I said, you're right. I was right. Well, I was right. Because the producer said, he said, it just wasn't you. It wasn't you. It wasn't the real you. So I told him, I said, the producer said, I wasn't the real you, or me. You know what I'm talking about? All right. I was cleaning up the attic last week with the wife. Filthy, dirty, covered in cobwebs. But she's good for the kids. And I found this old violin. And this painting, all painted. So I took him to an expert, and he said to me, what you got there? He said, you got a Stradivarius and a Rembrandt. Unfortunately, Stradivarius was a terrible painter. And Rembrandt made rotten violins.